Hello. Today we have some hairdresser drama. So we're going to be looking at a video on TikTok from this lady called Avila03, and she claims that her hair has been botched by the salon named Bella Gloss. And this happened about a month ago, but there has since been a kind of update from her side. So we also have a response from Bella Gloss themselves. And there's even some people who speculate that the botching of the hair was not an accident. So let's have a look at what Avila has to say.
If you're in Little Rock, Arkansas, and you're looking to get your hair done, I'm warning you right now, don't even consider going to Bella Gloss and Plaza Frida. Unless you want your hair to look like this. Fried, damaged to the max. This is not what I asked for at all. From the very beginning, my appointment was going horribly wrong. I booked my appointment a week in advance. I go there today. I'm 5 minutes early to my appointment. As I'm walking into the salon, I say good afternoon. There's two girls working there, Jenny and Lupe. None of them said anything, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. They're busy. I sit down. 6 minutes later, Lupe finishes up with the person in her chair, and she comes up to me. She's like, what can I do for you today? And I said, I booked an appointment at 3 o'clock with Jenny, and this is what I want done. Jenny's like, oh, she could start with you. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. She could start with me. Anyway, we proceed to go and wash my hair.
Interesting. It looks like maybe they double booked or something.
As we come back, Jenny's finishing up with the person in her chair. Another customer walks in and she's like, I'm here for the blow dry. And Jenny's like, oh yeah, go ahead and have a seat. I'm like, what about me? Anyway, as Lupe proceeds to prep my hair, she's looking at the pictures that I'm showing her, and I'm telling her I don't want any blonde. I want my hair to be a brown, honey brown, light brown, to bring out my complexion. I don't want any blonde at all because that shit looks ridiculous on my skin tone. So Jenny comes over and then she gives her instructions on what to do to my hair. That's the first red flag. I'm like, whoa, that threw me off because it's my first time ever getting something done to my hair, any color done to my hair like this. I always struggled to get my hair past my shoulders, to grow past my shoulders. This is the longest my hair's been in a while, just for it to get fried, deep fried by Jenny.
Jenny is acting very strange towards this girl.
I booked an appointment a week in advance. And as she's saying that, I turn around and I look at Jenny and I'm like, hey, Jenny, I specifically booked with you because I know you have more experience. I've seen your work. It looks decent. I like it. And this is my first time ever getting something done. And I just want to make sure that it is what I want. Jenny is like, okay, that's fine. So they switch. As Jenny's working on my hair, she's making remarks like, oh, she doesn't have a lot of hair. She said it like 3 times. And that bothered me because, like, come on, like 3 times is really unnecessary. So I say, since I don't have a lot of hair, that means it's not a lot of work. So I'm not gonna pay too much. And they're like, ha ha ha, they laugh it off. Anyway, the vibes were so off. I don't say anything. I'm like, okay, it's all gonna be worth it. I'm gonna get a change I never had before.
I would be losing it at this point, having a big change like that, and the staff are just acting weird, making comments. I would be close to the verge of tears at this point.
Okay. As Jenny's working on my hair, she has her 2 toddlers. Mind you, I don't mind kids at all, but she has 2 toddlers and they're throwing tantrums. They're kind of like running around, throwing things. The siblings are fighting with each other. They're wanting to go outside, and Jenny's like having to look at the door every time, making sure that they don't go too far where she can't see them. And that to me is very unprofessional, especially if you're working on somebody's hair. This is what it leads up to. I didn't say anything. Anyway, she's done putting the foil paper in my hair, for the bleach. And then she's like, okay, just sit down right here. She did offer me a drink and a snack, and I thanked her for it. Anyway, 30 minutes passed by, and she's outside the salon talking on the phone, and then with her kids as well, I understand. But I'm like, shouldn't she be checking in my hair every, like, at least 10 minutes to see how the bleach is doing? So I call my mom, and I'm like, hey, Mom, this is what's going on. And my mom's like, get up and go tell her, like, hey, you should be checking up on my hair. Anyway, 45 minutes passed. Then another 25 minutes passed. So I'm like, okay, it's been too long. And then I go outside Never once did she come and check on my...
This absolutely sucks, because obviously you don't want to be difficult, you don't want to be nagging them the whole time, but luckily this girl took initiative eventually and got the lady to come check on her hair, because this is some serious stuff. This can cause like really bad damage to the hair, as we see happen here today.
So I go outside and I'm like, hey Jenny, I think my hair is ready now. And Jenny's like, okay, yeah, I'll be right with you. As she's proceeding to wash my hair, take the folds out, I apologize to her. I'm like, hey Jenny, I'm sorry if I'm being really nervous. It's my first time ever getting something done to my hair. I told her I struggled trying to grow my hair past my shoulders. And she's like, oh, you don't have to worry about that. It's all right. I got you. So I'm like, okay. That makes me feel a little better. I trust her. Anyway, the whole process, we're almost to the end. It's like I'm there for 3 hours. We're almost to the end. And then we go back to the chair. She's blow drying my hair. And then I kind of glanced at my hair. And I'm like, Jenny, is this the final color? And she's like, yeah. I started crying, bro. I started crying once I looked in the mirror, because it was not what I had asked for at all.
I would cry at this point as well. This would send me over the edge. I don't know, it sounds like she knows that she messed up, and that's why she was like, you don't have to pay if you don't want to, but she also didn't want to fix it. So that's infuriating. Anyway, some of the comments said that they've seen some of Jenny's work before and she does an excellent job. So this does just seem like it's not a skill problem, it's more of a neglect problem. But let's go and have a look at the Bella Gloss Beauty Salon page and see what response we get.
Since a lot of y'all had questions on my last video, here's my explanation. I had a client who was unsatisfied with her service. She showed me several pictures. I thought we had agreed on the color. I did the whole process. The hair was natural, curly texture, and when you bleach hair, the texture of the hair will change. But that doesn't mean it's damaged. I was about to finish the process, so I was drying the hair, and that's the reason the hair looks puffy, but that doesn't mean the hair was damaged. The customer got upset and I asked her how she felt about the color. I gave the customer options of how I could correct the color to her liking. At that time, the customer was already upset and it was hard to keep a good communication. I insist to correct the color.
Okay, so this is something that Avila did not mention, that there was options given. It was kind of just like, okay, you don't have to pay. I don't like that she's going on about the texture, because that didn't seem like Avila's problem, to me at least. I feel like the issue was more the color that they agreed on. She specifically said she does not want blonde, and as you could see in the previous video, it turned out pretty blonde, right?
But the customer called her mom. After she spoke to her mom told her to leave the salon, so I told her that she doesn't have to pay for the service. I want to make this clear that I never laughed at her or made fun of her, not even when she was insulting me when she was leaving the salon. The reason I didn't contact the client was because I was getting insulting text message from her. I care deeply about my clients and my work. I will take this as a lesson to keep growing for the better of me, my family, and my clients.
Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but that feels pretty scripted. I kind of feel like she didn't use a lot of emotions, and she's not really apologizing or taking accountability for anything. It just feels like she's trying to make a statement because it's being demanded of her. I'm not loving it. It's not giving me the comfort that I would need to give her a chance. Let me know what you guys think, but if we look at the comments under this video, you know, people are still pointing out the way that Avila ended up looking. How was that your goal? Like, really? That with her hair looking frizzy and big, like it should not look like that once it's dried. You can clearly see that some damage was caused by the bleach. There's even a comment here from someone named Desiree, who's NYC curly specialist, and she says, Jenny, I am a hairstylist. That 100% means it's damaged. So it seems like everyone is siding with Avila on this one. Now let's look at about a month later and see what Avila is updating us with.
So it's been about a month since my video went viral, and there's almost 2 million of you guys waiting on an update. I know there's many of you that want to know what I decided to do with my hair, what are the steps and what are the products that I've decided to take to help me heal from the horrible hair salon experience. Now, before we get into that, I want to give you guys a little bit of context, a little bit of background story, so you could better understand how we ended up in this situation. So here it is. Now, at the time when I made that video, it was coming out of a place of frustration, because at that moment, I feel like my hands were tied and there was nothing I could have done about what had just happened to me. So coming into this app and warning others about my experience in that salon was the best solution that came to mind at that moment. I definitely underestimated the power of this app. When I made that video, I never expected it to make it out of Arkansas. Now, the reason why I booked with Bella Gloss specifically is because I've had interactions with the owner of the salon previously. A few years back, I worked at a hairdresser boutique that just happened to be owned by her mother-in-law. And the time that I worked there, I've never had any bad interactions with their family.
Even if you look at the TikTok page of this lady, I mean, it looks really good. Like, her work looks so good. It looks like there's lots of positive reviews. So I completely understand how she was shocked at the outcome of, you know, at the whole experience that she was having.
So when I finally decided to do something to my hair, I decided to book with Bella Gloss Salon specifically because I wanted to support a Latina-owned business. It was never about the price. Actually, when I booked my appointment and I went to my appointment, I had $500 in cash in me. I had my debit card as well, just in case it was going to be more. So, but the money was never the issue with why I went with this salon. Now, because I got along with their family, I assumed there was no reason for malintent. So I decided to trust this professional, trust the process, because in my head, I thought that it was all going to be worth it at the end. So that's a reason why I also decided to stay after all the red flags that I've seen. Also, when I went into my appointment, I wasn't really educated on the process of hair coloring, as my main focus was to get my hair to grow and be healthy. When I walked in and, you know, I sit down in the chair, they were looking at my hair. I didn't even want to get my hair washed, honestly, because I had taken a shower that morning of. And my appointment was late in the afternoon. So they offered to wash my hair, and I was like, well, I washed it this morning, so it's not dirty or anything like that. And they were like, well, do you have any products in your hair? And I said, well, yes, this morning I left some leave-in conditioner in my hair. They were like, well, that may affect the coloring process.
I would also have had no idea. I mean, they're supposed to make this super clear to you, and it just kind of seems like this whole thing was rushed. There was no good communication between the employees, and thus we ended up where we are now.
We're gonna go ahead and wash your hair. So I said, okay, that's fine. You guys do what you have to do. But I was not aware that you're not supposed to wash your hair before, you know, a coloring appointment. So that's something new to me that I didn't learn from until I posted that video and there was people commenting that. So honestly, it took me by surprise that the professional was the one that offered to wash my hair before coloring it. So now, another reason why I decided to stay after the many red flags is because I had an event to attend to. My little sister was performing in this event, and she invited me to go watch her. And as an older sibling that had hardworking parents that didn't or couldn't afford time to dedicate to my events, I wanted to show up for her. So with this event coming up, I also hesitated to leave. I honestly said trust the process with this. It's been about a month since that video went viral, and the main reason why I hesitated to make that video was because I expected somebody from that salon or somebody from that family to reach out to me and try to clarify things, try to make it right, or at least an apology. But till this day that hasn't happened. But I felt like it has been long enough.
So that's where we are now as I'm filming this video, and let me know what you guys think. It definitely seems like a very unfortunate situation. It doesn't seem like the salon is really going to do anything to help, which, I mean, the video went viral. I'm very shocked that they are not taking this more seriously, but I'm hoping that Avila has a good recovery with her hair and eventually gets her hair to the point that she wants it to be. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.